What should some of these countries like Indonesia, like Australia, like New Zealand learn and take out from the Israel experience?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me again today. Well, I think the number one lesson to be learned is digitalize your healthcare systems. Governments have to understand that they need a digital platform to communicate and to drive inoculations or any kind of real massive movement of their own population. So digitalization, having access to people's EMR, being able to text them when to come, easily booking the appointments for inoculation, for getting the vaccination, and doing it really fast is obviously very, very crucial. Trust has been very good in Israel, and people have inoculated and shown up for their vaccines with over 60% of the population vaccinated. We're vaccinating right now between 12 to 16-year-olds, which is another push into getting the country into a better place. Having said that, we see a little increase in number of COVID cases due to the Delta variant coming from abroad. So borders being still open might be a challenge in certain countries. But making sure your population is aware, education, digitalization is crucial to get this done.
A number of these countries that have low vaccination rates are still unable to get vaccines in large numbers, and they weren't quick to order early on. But that was also because they had relatively low total case numbers. If you look at places like Australia and New Zealand, so they were in no rush to vaccinate early on because it wasn't essentially that critical. Is it a fair argument when people are looking at some of these countries and saying, you know what, you didn't order enough vaccines early enough, but there wasn't necessarily a need for them to order vaccines early on?
I think it was really difficult to foresee and plan. I think pointing fingers is not the right thing. If you look at Australia and New Zealand, they have vaccines today, but still people don't show up. So it's not really just the fault of the government. It's really social responsibility that needs to be spread everywhere, and people need to wake up, show up, and get vaccinated. The only way to eradicate and to fight this virus is through vaccination. And vaccination is not going to hold forever. We will have to have boosters. We will have to be very disciplined and learn to live with it. But people have to show social responsibility for each other. You don't just inoculate or get vaccinated for yourself. You do it for yourself, but for your families, for your communities, and for your country. And that needs to work everywhere. So my messages are not to the governments, who some might have been too slow, but the worst thing is that people did not show up for just getting vaccinated. And that is the message. People have to stand up, show social responsibility, and get vaccinated for themselves, but for their communities as well. And that is key.